I think it's time to take another deep dive into the giant fish again, aka the Megalodon. The last time I tested out this thing was over a year ago, and it was absolutely terrible, but I guess since then, Ninjakiwi's had heard the signs of it being not great and have buffed it. Notably, this update 45, it's got more thrash radius, lower attack cooldown, and the big thing for free play being the max RB limit for the Megalodon is basically doubled, which means much longer time we can insta-kill BADs, because once that max RBE limit is hit, then Megalodon only damages the bad instead of, you know, one-shotting them, which is, I think, the main feature of the fish in general. If you can't one-shot bads, then the damage of it is basically useless. Or is it? We're gonna find out, well, today. Now, I actually had to restart so that I could reposition my beast over here instead. I'll explain why in a second, but first let me explain the challenge. This is Chimps mode, and we're gonna see how long we can get every single pop onto the Megalodon. So starting off just with like a 2-2-0 early game beast should be enough power to, well, handle every balloon, and if not, we have Dorvaldo, of course, to save us. I think this is a challenge I've done already with a different beast on this same map, but yeah, basically just I think the stepping stones to getting Megalodon are good enough to hold their own. So yeah, I guess now we'll go for Great White, or we can merge for success of either of these things. For camos, we won't waste money on a sub. We're gonna get a camo village earlier, but we can't afford it yet, so just that for now. Alright, things are falling behind. Let's merge, shall we? So I'm gonna put this one over here and merge quickly. Nice, no pops for a 6 out of 6 Barracuda. I guess if I can try to help it, maybe I don't need the 6 out of 6 Atosaurus. We will see, but this is why I have put, like, I repositioned the starting beast over here, because just a friendly reminder, you can change the position of the fishes and the dinos depending on if the ranges overlap between the beasts. So it overlaps here, which means if I ever need to, I can put the fish all the way over here or the dino all the way over there. So in other words, very helpful. I will once again use a camo pot because I can't afford it if I go for a discount village, which, trust me, it will save more than the 215 for the camo pot later. Must save money any way we can, including double discounting the Great White, so it's only 1735. Damn, that is cheap. Unfortunately, cheap doesn't mean good, because holy crap, we are going to die if I don't relocate that Atosaurus, or the beast for that matter. The 2-second colon is kind of annoying, but oh my goodness, it does leak. Okay, I think we'll just get a success 6 to make things a bit easier. I guess that's a gripe that I and some others have about the beast handler in general, is that, like, when you upgrade from a max, say, tier 3 to tier 4, or rather go from tier 2 to 3 or 3 to 4, like, your tower can get worse because the attack speed, or the thrashing rate, splashing rate, whatever you want to call it, is worsened. And that is exactly what happened there. Now, for round 40, let me see if I can quickly, real quick, merge this into this. So now we get 19 out of 24, which is going to be better, because obviously last time, without the Great White to merge here, it was only 11 out of 24, which I guess was not strong enough. Also, this is really annoying. The range is just missing the first range here, or the first entrance. Is there any way we could get closer, like here? I think it is reaching now. Awesome. All right, now we can get our camo village started. Very cool. Jungle drum as well, you know the drill. As Glue Gunner doesn't take any pops away, I could very well entertain the idea of an early Relentless, just so, like, as I mentioned with the slow thrashing, if it leaks, Glue could help with the slow attack rate, or we could just, again, hold and see how long the Great White can survive. Maybe just enough so that I can afford 2 orcas. So that would be $27,000 right now, obviously no issue, because Great White can one-shot the Moabs. Okay, 27 can be gotten right about now. So with 35 out of 64, with that 43. How's our attack speed now? That Ceram got really far still, but I trust in it. We're gonna get our 3rd very soon. At the end of the day, we are playing Cubism, so I'm not really worried given we have, like, infinite track length to be able to pop things. So if I remember correctly, at 250,000 RBE, in the past, like before this update, Megalodon would be able to one-shot bats up to, I believe, around like 150 to 160. But if my math is correct, this update, that is now, like that 500k threshold for bats is now like 180 to 190. So, should honestly make the difference if, say, this thing was able to, you know, solo all the way up to the 150s. This can't be real right now, but we just died to 74 with a 59 out of 64. Somehow that wasn't reliable enough. I'm kind of shocked about that. Well, let's get the Relentless as I said. Damn, it really wasn't far off from me into a solo though. Like, it's got the power. It just doesn't have the reliability, I guess. But I do legitimately think now that we got the Relentless Glue, this should be all we need to save up the 48.6. If I don't spend anything else, probably mid-90s, my guess. It seems like the mob rounds are a bit of an issue, like say 89 here, but it's so satisfying when we can pull it off against the giant ZMG rounds. Just being able to watch all those giant blips get one shot just like that. Also, holy, this round got very scary. We should build the 4 in the middle 92. Good news. But maybe we can hold off one more round just so that we could see, like, the Orca one-shotting action. Not that the Megalodon couldn't do that in the past. But I'm afraid the reliability would be worse. Let me just try. Frick it. I'm buying it now. Are we gonna leak with the Megalodon? Or will the Thrash Radius save me? I think it helped. Alright. It didn't quite one-shot the ZMGs because the Thrash damage is, I guess, nasty. And it popped the ZMGs before you even got a chance to, well, be able to hook them in. Alright, let's see what you got, Mr. Extinct Fish. To BUFFED, probably the obvious, aka Call to Arms Homeland. I would do Overclock, but that's a tower that's annoying to avoid getting pops on. I think what I did in the past was I did an Arctic Wind platform and put it in the bottom right corner. So I guess if I do that, that means the fish is going to be limited to this very small pond, which is very sad to think about, that such a giant fish can only live in such a small, or is now only contained in this small area marine land moment, but it must be done. Just so we do keep the bottom right side open as a possibility, yeah, Called Arms first. I actually forgot to even get Max Beast Handler first. That is obviously very, very important, and that was like the easiest all pops of all time. Thank you, Megalodon. Or rather, I guess, the preceding upgrades, because, I mean, I think even before all the buffs, I'm pretty sure Megalodon would have had enough to, well, beat everything there. So to get max power, the most cost-efficient thing is always to get tier 3s. Orcos are so expensive. They are not worth the power ratio. Let me just... it's so annoying, because specifically for Megalodon, I want to discount it, but I need to also get it based in range of the water here, but it's missing a bit here. No one's ever died from, I guess, not being able to double, triple discount. Fine, I'll settle with a single, I guess, up here. One great white at a time, which is going to add 8 every single time I merge it. So we are currently missing 29. I need 4 of them. 111, 119, 127, and I upgrade this one from that was bought initially, and there it is. Max Megalodon. How much did this thing cost overall? Like, probably 120k. So think of it, I guess, as similar in price to Anti-Bloon or Big Plane. In other words, if it is good, I fully expect this thing to be able to handle at least up to 140, no issues whatsoever. Being able to knock back mobs too every time it, like, jumps out is a nice touch. Although, I think it already did in the past, but I think they also, in, like, a while ago, they made it a bit more prevalent, so it's more obvious to see the knockback there. Yeah, it's pretty obvious on, like, DTs as well, even through this very fast-moving speed. Same thing with the ZMG. And now for one of the more satisfying things, Giant Fish versus Scarab, who wins? Looks like Giant Fish wins. Nice. And with that, Megalodon has reached 10 million pops without any other tower getting a single one. Again, now that we got the Call to Arms and the Homeland, though, I think it's time to start building the bridge. Bridge in the gap, so I need an 031, I believe, and then another 031 over here. The giant pool is officially off limits. Now, I want to see if it's good enough. Can we possibly go for an Ultra Boost? You know, now that I think about it, maybe my build order was bad. The fact that I don't need Homeland or Call Arms right now means I could definitely have afforded, like, Ultra Boost. But if I do it the other way around, it might be more difficult because, you know, Ultra Boost is a permanent 60% attack speed increase if you get all 10 stacks. So perhaps it is worth it just to go back in time so I can fix that order. My god, we almost... This ram's getting scary. Probably gonna need, like, a blue hose, I'm guessing, just slow him down. Okay, I ultimately did decide to go back in time to not get Homeland, although not to before getting Call to Arms, because I realized I did that before I bought, like, the army. And I really didn't feel like pressing all those buttons or dropping them all down again. But luckily, doesn't matter, because even with getting Called Arms and barely having used it, we got it. I am surprised. Surprised is just like how an unbuffed Megalodon is doing, because like again, for similar cost, Ani and Big Plane would need buffs to be able to handle these rounds, even on Cubism, I'm pretty sure. But now with those buffs, it is going to go wild. And now we'll get back our Homeland and Called Arms and probably go for an Energizer for better uptime as well. Oh yeah, and don't forget, one more thing I could do is Camelpot. I think Camelpot would increase the overall radius of the Megalodon, but since it's not even close to being needed, only drop that if necessary. How's its reliability against super fast TDTs with 9 stacks? 10 stacks make that. Well, looks pretty good to me. And now, how about another satisfying one-shot? Megalodon versus a Fortified Scarab. As you can see, there is one small issue though. The fact that the HP is so high makes it so the kill time is much slower and that bad. It should be hooking in twice as fast, or no? Okay. Same speed as the F-Bad, even though it's the same HP, so I think they take the the base HP into account, my guess. That could be an issue if, like, there's, like, more than, say, 3 bads in a round. It might be too slow, and you can't slow down bads, of course. And I feel we may not be able to hook them all in time. I'm also just going to target strong from now on. If, again, things do leak through the thrashing, we'll get, like, a glue or something. But because Cubism is such an OP overlap map, it shouldn't be an issue, because, like, while it's, you know, thrashing in the bad, look at the knockback it's doing to the DDTs. Making sure they don't get through. See this over here? Or not even over here, but oh my god. The thrash damage alone was enough to beat the F-Bat without one-shotting it. Well, that's a good sign. Ultra Boost paying off big dividends already. Yeah, see that? And we're gonna get a Homeland defense too to buff that thrash rate. I don't want to jump to conclusions on this very specific test here, but like this might be one of the best towers in terms of soloing with solo late game. Obviously, again, if you're planning on going around 200 plus, probably not. There's probably better things that you can super buff with, like, I don't know, Avatar Wrath Temples or Shinobi stacks, 20x of that. But this is a big difference from even just a year ago. And holy crap, oh, okay, something did get through. So that probably calls for glue. Cerams do be speedy. Let's watch carefully. Okay, it didn't get through that time. But yeah, difference here is that, like, a year ago or even before this update, we would not be able to hook in bads anymore. Although perhaps that is a moot point if the damage, like, it could still, like, damage it. Take a look at the Scarab here. It does, yeah. It still has the power. That's crazy to me. We can get our second Called Arms now as well. 3 BDs this round? Alright, let's see how long this takes to hook in. Well, we're still able to damage 2 of the 3, even while focusing number 1 over there. How much further can you go, we think? Can we even get to 100 million before a single tower gets popped? That would be pretty crazy. By now, the Giganotosaurus died well before this round. Just as some food for thought on the same map. Bonus points too, because this is a tower that doesn't really lag too much. Like, because this is just such high base damage, there ain't really much to calculate when the calculation is one shot bad. Or do damage in, like, 1,000 increments. It just cannot be stopped. And in another $1,000, we can afford our next buff. What do I even do from here? I think, like, I've capped in terms of, like, support towers that don't do damage. I literally don't have anything. Oh, okay. So Geraldo did pop or damage the bad there. That is one issue. If the bad gets too far, that does happen. Now, I guess I will restart just to see if I could redo that round again to see if I could have hooked it in before, you know, it hit Geraldo. So let's see, Homeland defense now. Oh, wait, no, we hit the round now. That it doesn't one-shot, I just realized. Okay, I swear the math was that it doesn't do it. It only does that on 180, but I guess I'm wrong. And it did pop. Okay, so we can save Geraldo from getting pops. That's good. I guess it might be worth it to maybe buy a Chinook just if I want to keep this challenge up. But honestly, like, I don't really care too much about the pop challenge itself. Just more so the solo power of it. And look at that, 9-digit damage mark with everything else still being at 0. Marvelous. I guess just for more support, primary mentoring plus maybe 2 relentlesses. Yeah. Oh my god, there's 4 bats this round. This is gonna be an interesting test. Oh, we actually died to a balloon. Well, this is probably a good opportunity to pull out the camel pot then for, again, more range. Yep, it does give more range there. Maybe set it on first, depending on if DDTs are the one that's leaking. Oh, yeah. It's the jump there that messes us up. Luckily, that is an easy fix. So first now, careful. Use Call to Arms once it's off cooldown, and we should be A-okay. Yeah, all 3 down. Now we can focus on Strong. And I think Givaldo is gonna... Oh, he didn't. Wow. Clutch. Huge clutch there from the big fish. Now let's get our second Relentless. Oh, more DTs leaking. Oh god, this is getting scary. Real scary hours right there. That was a struggle even with just one BD on screen. I guess we could spend money on our Rejuves at this point, since I said I ran out of money to things to spend on, buffs to spend on. But let's hold first, okay? Let's hold. This round, oh god. First, we're... Oh shit, okay. This is damaging now. Okay, don't worry, a restart's all we're going to need. Right? Yes. Okay, we have got to be donezo very, very soon. Maybe this one? I see 3 bads and they're all spaced, which is the worst case Ontario for Megalodon. Megalodon cannot keep up with it in this small pond, and yeah, I think it's inevitable. I think I'll call it at 181 for all pops. But the thing is, it could certainly get further, especially if I utilize the back pawn, so I guess it's an encore. We'll see a couple more rounds out. Maybe we can make it 18 more rounds. That would be nutty. Now, let me take this time to slow down just to see how much DPS we're getting single target just on this bad with the thrashing. Oh my god. 30,000 single is very impressive. Although maybe that should be a given all the buffs I have. And, okay, this round, we have to reposition the fishy. In fact, reposition to the right side, because I realized that we're missing... no, we got it. But this spot here is missing a little bit of that bend on the right. So if I need to, guess I'll pull that out as well. Unfortunately, I think we are donezo. We're pretty close to donezo. 3 bads here. I don't know if I can keep this up. Or no, okay. Again, the thrash radius is so big. It's so big that I guess it did damage to bat 2 and 3. Even though I thought there was, like, no shots, right? Please just clutch up the last side here. Thanks. Back here. Okay, what the hell? I was kidding about making it to 200, but there's legitimately a good chance. And with $53,000, I'm just gonna guarantee I don't die to any inside, so frick it. Might have to just use a Balloon Crush if I can afford it. I still want the Megalodon to be the only bad damage, so we're just helping out, you know, for those very pesky DDTs. This is wild to me, because I always thought that the BD damage on this thing was not good. We're gonna be able to clutch this up on the backside. Nice. Huge GT clutch, and there it is. Balloon Crush has been afforded, so I think we can freely put this on strong now, every single time. And the Crush will clean everything up. That in itself is basically a DPS increase, the fact that we can, I was kidding. Let's do that again. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Crush. Okay, that was awkward for a second, but it worked. Trust. Okay, the plan I should be doing here is put it on first for GTs popping. If they pop, then back on strong, because the ZMGs can definitely be handled by the Crush. That is my game plan to survive this. So back on first, back on strong, and we're almost there. Okay, if the BADs are getting hooked in halfway there, we can also beat 200. I am sure of it. Let's first give Cowpot for instant range. Use this. Probably our Rejuves for sure. Rejuves to keep the homeland uptime, I agree, is worth it. And wait for it to come back up again. There we go. Back to back. How's it looking? The only issue is, again, if the thrashing is a bit off, then that second one is going to be an issue. I will just use all 2. I think we gotta pull the stops to the 2 F-ads this round. Anytime now, anytime. Uh-oh, it's not popping. I think we're going to leak to the insides. Yeah, okay, we can't do it. Well, I'm shocked. Can we at least beat one of them, please? Or... Okay, we did beat one of them. Nice. I'm happy with that, all right? The fact that it had the raw power to break through one of them is so impressive in its own right, because, like, when I do max buff challenges previously, I do it with Monkey Knowledge and, like, temple buffs, too. But this is missing, like, temple and a lot of other things. GG, 259 million damage. Basically doing 99.9% of the damage up to around 120. Very impressive. Does that mean it's still worth going for in free play? I don't know. I will leave it up to you. Thanks for watching, and if you want to watch similar challenges like this, then click on this video.